The town was small, quiet, perfect. One coffee shop, one general store, a white church at the end of Main Street. It felt like it hadn't changed since 1910, preserved in time like an old photograph. Emily and James booked the bed and breakfast on a whim. No reviews, no website, just a phone number printed on the back of an antique postcard they found in a vintage shop. They booked it because it looked haunted. Not in a terrifying way, just charmingly eerie. Their room was cozy, warm yellow walls, a fireplace, and a balcony with 2 white rocking chairs that overlooked Main Street. That first evening, they sipped wine out there and watched the town fall asleep. Quiet, still, peaceful. It was past midnight. The air was still. Emily was the first to notice movement. "James," she nudged his arm. Down below, a group of people had begun walking silently down Main Street. Dozens of them. No talking, no flashlights, no cell phones, just shadows drifting past. Everyone wearing white, men in suits, women in dresses, some holding hands, some barefoot. They all walked toward the church, but none ever reached it. Just before the last street lamp, they faded, like smoke vanishing. James's eyes were wide. "Did we just see ghosts?" Emily laughed, but her voice was tight. "Don't be ridiculous." The next night, they waited, and just after midnight, the procession began again. Same clothes, same silence, same sequence, like watching a loop. James stood up. "I want to see where they go." Emily hesitated. Something in her gut twisted. What if they really were ghosts? But she followed him down the stairs. They reached the sidewalk and fell in step behind the crowd. It was colder on the street than it had been on the balcony. The air felt wet. No one turned. No one looked at them. And though the town had seemed flat before, the road now angled downward, subtly at first, but enough to notice. With each step, the street grew damp beneath their feet. A low mist rolled in, covering their ankles, their knees. And then they saw it. A body of water, the width of the street. It shimmered ahead like moonlight on a lake. But there was no lake in town. No river, no reflection. Emily wanted to stop walking, but couldn't. The people ahead of them walked straight into the water. Silent, composed, eyes forward. The water reached their waists, then their chests, then their mouths, then nothing. Gone. Emily panicked. "We need to go, now!" But when she tried to step back, she couldn't. Her feet moved, but her body wouldn't. Couldn't. It was like being caught in a current, a pull. James gripped her hand. They both tried to turn around, to break free, to move away, but their bodies weren't listening anymore. Only walking. Forward, into the water. The cold was instant. It soaked their skin, filled their mouths, pushed inside their ears. Emily tried to scream, but the water swallowed it. And then, darkness. The next night, the owners of the B&B sat quietly in the kitchen. They sipped tea, played cards. Outside on the balcony, the 2 white rocking chairs swayed gently in the night breeze. And on Main Street, just past midnight, a crowd of people began walking. At the very back of the line, a new couple. Their faces were blank, their eyes glassy, their steps silent. And just before the last street lamp, they disappeared into nothing.